was shaving this morning, and it was, I was walking around telling the kids to hurry up to get ready for the school. And I was like, oh shit, if I'm not careful, because I wasn't looking in the mirror, I was like, shit, I might do a mic if I'm not careful.
2015 Star Wars Battlefront was an odd game. For 10 minutes, it was one of the best Star Wars games I'd ever played. EA took an absolute ton of criticism for their shallow and lightweight shooter, and the company says it's taken all of that feedback on board for Battlefront 2. So why the f*** are they pumping it full of microtransactions?
Over the weekend, we covered how Star Wars Battlefront 2 will include gameplay-altering buffs called Star Cards. The game, which is due out worldwide on November the 17th for PC, PS4 and Xbox One, will not have any kind of season pass for the first year, and all content will be free. Cool, but that has to make you wonder how exactly EA intends to monetize Star Wars Battlefront 2 after launch. Yeah, even though it's a full price title, you can bet Andrew Wilson's hairy arsehole they'll want to monetize the game even after they charge everyone £45 for it. It's like, how do you know he doesn't wax?
Exactly, he does look like a guy
that waxes, yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
I think a lot of care of his eyebrows and stuff.
Well, that's where those star cards come in. Star cards are items you receive in crates that you can buy using credits earned in game. Those cards offer gameplay buffs that actually make your character stronger and give a competitive advantage. These buffs include damage boosts, health increases and special abilities, and they vary depending on rarity. The rarest ones, of course, offer the best buffs. Any duplicates will automatically be converted into crafting parts which can be used to make more cards.
So you buy these credits which are earned in game and are tied to your performance. Play better, get more credits. Fine. However, and it's a big howling however as well, you can also buy these fuckers outright with your own cash out of your wallet. You can quite literally pay real money to get a significant advantage in game that will help you win. It's pay to win, and that, by the way, is a very bad thing. So for anyone who's never experienced pay to win before, you've never really heard of it, what is it? Well, it's essentially just that. You can pay money and you get an advantage in the game, and then you dominate other people online. You've got an unfair advantage because you have more money to spend on this game. Someone could just roll up with like their parents' credit card, pump all of their funds into this game and just dominate the whole online scene for weeks, months after launch because they've got the edge over everyone else.
The whole thing is absolute bollocks.
It is.
Let's be honest, this is bullshit. They shouldn't be in full price games. This is for free-to-play games. Yeah. This is the mechanic that they've brought over from free-to-play games. Think of it like a survival thing where your character gains buffs or something like that. Don't think about it like a card or anything like that. Think about it as like an in-game chest that you've come across a chest. Oh, you find things that enables you to be better at the game, like gives you buffs or whatever. That's fine, that's great. But you can buy these in-game chests with real money. Think about it like that. It's absolute bollocks.
This stuff just kind of drains my energy for it. It just looks like a mobile game when it's like all these, oh look, here's the 4 cards that you've got, let's open them, let's see what you've got. Oh, you've got this card which gives 80% boost to this hero. And it's like, what the f*** is that? It's like, it's just some free-to-play mobile bullshit. After I've spent 40, 45 quid on this game, I've got to deal with all that shit as well. It sounds like that's kind of their progression model as well, is that you get these credits that are tied to how well you performed in the game, which is kind of like what they did with the 2015 game. Why the f*** do they need to maximise their revenue from it after they've charged full price? It's a full tilt, full price title. Yeah. Okay, there's no DLC, they're not charging for DLC and that kind of stuff, but
it's bollocks is what it is, because you think about playing in a game with somebody in a situation where one person gives 80% more damage, takes half damage himself. So an average person might die within 4 shots. He kills you in 2 shots, and it takes him 7 shots to die. Like, how does that equate? Like, he can kill people in 2 shots, but he dies in 7 shots, like, and the average person's 4 shots.
It's tied to specific skills and stuff like that. So it's really like you'll get this boost, and it'll be like for this one attack that you've got or whatever. If you do this one move with this hero, like if you're rolling or whatever it is with Darth Maul, then you're close to invincible while you're doing that move. They give you really specific boosts for really specific scenarios, and then that way there's loads and loads of these different kind of perks that they can give you, and then they can like pepper that out with all these loot crates, and it keeps you hungry to, oh, I really wish that my blaster did more damage, so I'll just keep pumping money into these loot crates until I get the boost that I want. Anything that affects gameplay like this is absolutely terrible in a multiplayer game. There's so many games that have done it cosmetically. Overwatch is exclusively cosmetic. Why can't you just do that? There's so many skins, emotes, like sounds, like the color of blaster, the blaster bullets. Look, I've just made those up, right? I don't work with you. You can surely do better than me. Just be creative about it and don't affect the gameplay. That's the worst thing that they could have done with it.
I didn't play the original Battlefront. I was kind of interested in playing the sequel, because they added all these new like races, all different periods. So it's more fleshed out, this game. So I definitely was interested in buying this. But with all this bullshit surrounding the star cards, I couldn't care less about this game anymore. I do not want to buy it. I'm completely boycotting this game. And I mean, I don't want to call for people to boycott games based on my opinions, but I think this is worthy of boycott. I'm not suggesting you should, but think about it.
It's just me. I'm just saying that.
Just
my
think
take.
about
I don't know about you guys. When quizzed by Eurogamer on the topic, an EA spokesperson said this: players will be rewarded in the game through regular play in many different earnable ways, including crates. For those that want to accelerate the rewards, they can do so by purchasing crates that contain randomized items and rewards. So EA's official stance is that players will be able to buy crates to accelerate the rewards.
Can we just define that? Because we call it paying to win. What they're calling it is accelerating rewards. Now, let's not distinguish between the two. They're exactly the fucking same.
That's
and don't
speak for pay to win, isn't it? Bollocks. But the fact they contain gameplay-altering buffs and are tiered by rarity is what most people will have an issue with. Loot crates are a wildly successful way to milk your game and its audience. EA have done it in the past with Battlefield 1 and 4, which didn't come out in that order, confusingly. Both games had purchasable battle packs, which offered XP boosts and cosmetic items. Crucially, though, they did not offer gameplay-altering buffs like they will in Battlefront 2.
Now, EA have announced that Battlefront 2 will have a first season of DLC completely free of charge. So all characters, maps and weapons will be given out to everyone. Great. But the star cards are the trade-off. EA have chosen the loot crate method as a way to cover the costs of the DLC and make a ton of money on top, without urging people to buy a season pass. It's been a huge success for Blizzard with their shooter Overwatch, although that's only cosmetics, vanity items and so on. It's also not too dissimilar to what you see in Rockstar's GTA 5, where regular content updates are free, but shark cards are available to buy if you want more in-game cash. For now, we can't really say to what extent the loot crates will affect Battlefront 2's gameplay because the game isn't out yet. The crate shop wasn't enabled in any gameplay demos we've seen either, so we don't know how it will all work out.
Microtransactions are not new in EA games. Loot crates are not new in EA games, but gameplay altering items that you can spend money on and gain an advantage, that is something that is just bollocks. Battlefront Updates, the YouTuber who kind of blew the lid off of all this, definitely check out his video because he just shows exactly what the stats are and the kind of cards that he's got. He's kind of got an exclusive and all this. Check it out if you want more info on this, and yeah, just keep an eye on all this because this is definitely going to be worth thinking about if you're interested in this game. Pay to win in a multiplayer shooter is a big deal, so
he's up there somewhere. I think that's him, yes. You see him right in the distance? Come on, Mr. AK. I ain't really got nothing, so I can't just rush him, but I do have a grenade. Well, 2. And I have the good stuff, the F1s. If he does sort of end up coming this way, I'm definitely throwing it, but still in there, man. Still looting. I mean, 2 grenades. Oh, there he is. That's not an AI. That's definitely a player that's shooting at him. It's just a bit too fast. He's running, so he's probably going to go towards that little house and try and flank. I would do. For great deals on games, check out g2a.com. Link in the description. Well, hello there, people from the internet, and welcome to more Escape from Tarkov. Today we're going to talk about the hideout yet again, because in the previous video, when the video got posted up, I didn't really have too many answers to sort of reply back to a lot of people. There wasn't really that many details about the hideout. So what the devs have done, they've actually put up a Q&A on their Facebook page, so you can go in and you can answer you can sort of ask and answer all sorts of questions. So I'm just going to go through a couple. There's going to be a link in the description with basically all the questions. I mean, you're talking about 50, 100 questions here. So I'm just going to go through a couple where I think are important, and just to give you an idea of what sort of people are talking about, what kind of question they asked, and that sort of stuff. So let's just go ahead and get into some questions. Can we invite other players to our hideout? This is very possible in the future, and our development team will look into being able to share your own personal hideout with other players. Will the hideout get attacked by scavs or other players? The hideout will be located in a secure zone within Tarkov, and it will not be at risk of assault or scavs or other players. So basically, it's not like what you're probably thinking of Fallout 4, where you can have a settlement and eventually somebody will attack it or anything like that. It's going to be located in a safe zone, so you're just going to be able to get in there and do the upgrades and do whatever you need to do in there. You mentioned upgrade security. What does that improve on? You'll be able to reinforce the hideout's entry door and install security cameras. Does this mean we have to scavenge for fuel like loot in order to keep the generators working? Yes. Players will need to scavenge fuel to keep the hideout's generator replenished and in working order. Where will the hideout be located? Somewhere on the map or in a separate instance? The hideout is located in a separate instance from the rest of the game, being an area to relax, recuperate and rearm between raids. Is the hideout going to be accessed through the main menu or just like traders and stash? Yes, you'll be able to enter the hideout from the main menu. Are there going to be scavs guarding it? At this time, no, but we do plan to add a couple of cool features regards to scavs in relations to the hideout in the future. Stay tuned for more details. Will we have an option to upload custom art pictures for posters? It would be nice to make your own art and graffiti too. This is a great idea. We'll definitely look into it and take it into consideration amongst the development team, and we will see what is possible. Does the hideout replace the stash? Meaning, will the hideout mode serve as a replacement or the 3D alternative to the current character inventory screen? The hideout will not completely replace the current inventory stash trader screens, and it's essentially a visual representation of your stash. You'll be able to access it from your stash within the hideout, but it does not replace the stash completely. Can you walk around the hideout? Yes, you'll be able to move freely about your hideout. How extensive will the customization of your hideout be? Can you buy 20 desks from a trader just for the sake of it, or is it a set template to upgrade to? Customization will be slightly limited, as this is to be supplementary feature and is not core gameplay feature. It will be limited to a preset configuration with various upgrades available. Will the alpha testers get something special in the interior of your hideout? Most likely, yes. Does the hideout operate in absence of any resources? Yes, but it will be very less productive.
Welcome, my friends.
We talked a little bit about generators in the previous video, how you're going to need fuel to keep your generators going if you want your hideout to be able to produce ammunition, to produce medicine and all that sort of stuff. So there actually is a question here. Where can we find fuel for the generator? You can find them at raids, and you can also purchase them from traders. They also talked a little bit about the shooting range, that your hideout will come with a shooting range where you can test all your weapons and see what kind of recoil they have. You can try out attachments, you can see whatever best loadout's going to be for you. And they actually go into it a little bit here. When shooting in the shelter, does your ammo get used up? For example, when I'm using the shooting range, and the answer is no, or else nobody would use the shooting range. So that kind of makes sense that your shooting range is going to be the place where you go in and do all your testing and put all your loadouts and your attachments, and you can try all the stuff that you really want, and then you're ready when you go into the raid. There's no excuse because you've had a chance to test all your weapons on the range. Dead? Never mind. Throw another grenade on it just in case to make sure that bastard Juggernaut is dead. So it looks like the hideout is going to be a pretty big part of the closed beta testing. Now, as it happens, I did get an email the other day from the developer, and the email itself that the hideout, blah blah blah, the new feature coming soon, the hideout, and closed beta testing summer of 2017. Now, the exclusive closed beta testing will be available to all pre-order owners. Closed beta testing will start summer of 2017. Now, they don't actually say that is the end of summer anymore. So maybe they've changed their minds. Maybe they've pushed it forward a little bit. Maybe things are going according to plan. I mean, we do know there's going to be another patch before the actual beta, the closed beta comes out. So the closed beta, my best guess, there's probably going to be in a couple of weeks or something like that, and then we'll get plenty of that. We'll test it, and everything goes well. We've covered this before. If everything goes well, then the closed beta testing should start sort of around August, September at best. So we can only look forward to it. But overall, I mean, this looks pretty cool. It's definitely something that I'm really excited